All right, back here at Braves camp, Kevin McAlpin, Ben Ingram coming to you from Cool Today Park. Braves taking on the Astros today. But another good performance from the King, Felix Hernandez, in last night's ball game. I guess if the season started tomorrow, you and I both feel like this guy's your number 5 starter.
He's 100% in at this point. Watching what he did last night, it's easy to see, Kevin, he's starting to reinvent himself as a pitcher. I go back and look at his stuff from 4 or 5 years ago, and the way that he got outs 4 and 5 years ago, different than how he's getting outs right now. Good changeup, devastating changeup, good curveball, fastball 92, 93. But when you're putting 92, 93 where you want, you're going to get outs, and that's what he's done here. Love what he's become and the way that he's rededicated himself to being in the big leagues and changing and adapting and doing things that he has to do that maybe he couldn't do 3 or 4 years ago to get out. So love what we've seen out of Felix Hernandez, and for me, he's definitely in at this point.
And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a Braves pitcher reinvent themselves. Think back a couple of years ago. Anibal Sanchez joins this team right at the end of camp. We didn't know what really to expect. He was your second best starter 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was going out there and twisting it every which way and throwing about 6 different fastballs
Yeah.
and getting out. Same thing with Bartolo Colon a few years ago to extend his career. So I know that Felix is only 33, he'll be 34 soon, but he's getting outs differently. Here's the thing, he's getting outs. That's what matters. I don't care how you get there, just get them. And he's been able to do that, been very efficient. So I think he's definitely in. Sean Newcomb at this point probably in as well. And if you're asking us who the 4 and 5 starters are, to me, those 2 guys are there. And that's not an easy decision because so many other guys have looked so good. Tukey's been a completely different pitcher. I think that another year of maturation out of Kyle Wright has benefited him a ton. He's looked really, really good. So still 2 weeks left in what they do between now and the end of spring training, the most important portion of spring training. But those guys looking really good at this point.
It'd be hard to argue that if Felix Hernandez makes the opening day rotation, this guy would be due $1 million. So if he just gives you 10 starts, you give him $100,000 a start, this has the potential to be one of the biggest steals of the offseason, not only here for the Braves, but in Major League Baseball.
Right, and I've had people ask me, well, can you do this all season long? I don't really care.
Right.
What I care about right now is, if he starts the ball club, if he starts the season with a ball club, can he get you 3-4 starts in the month of April and get you through that first month? You have to piece this thing together. And what happens in July and August, September really isn't a concern of mine right now.
Right.
What's a guy going to give you right out of the gate? By the time you get to July, August, September, perhaps you've made a trade, perhaps Cole Hamels is ready, perhaps Kyle Wright or Tukey Tucson is in another year and he's here. We'll worry about that once we get there. As for the here and now, can this guy take the mound every 5 days, be consistent, and get you outs right out of the chute? An incredible value if he can do that, and that's my only expectation for him right now is what he can do in the here and now.
And a great asset to have in the clubhouse. If you're a Mike Soroka, a Max Fried, an Ian Anderson, to have a guy like Felix Hernandez in that same room with you, so beneficial. Same can be said about Shea Langoliers, who had a chance to catch him last night in the ballgame. Now think about this, Langoliers this time last year is playing collegiately, hadn't even been drafted yet. He's in big league camp, getting a chance to work with one of the best pitchers of a generation. And he said it was just a real thrill, a real treat. He said that secondary stuff was really moving a lot. So a really a great opportunity for a guy like Langoliers to get his feet wet, open some eyes with the coaching staff, a guy that could be a fast mover and potentially the Braves' long-term catcher in the future.
I expect him to be. Look, his wisdom thermometer has gone up a ton this spring working with these guys. So it's not often that a catcher as young as Langoliers comes up and you say he can be a quick mover. That's such a difficult position to move quickly in an organization. There's a reason that veteran catchers are valued and stick around for so long, because having that between the ears is so valuable. And being 21, 22, 23 years old, it's no fault of your own. You just don't have the mileage yet to put yourself in the same category as some of those veteran catchers. That being said, there are 2 good catchers in last year's draft that could move quickly, and the Braves have one of them, Adley Rutschman the other one. So I'm very excited to what we've seen out of Langoliers, and the intangibles are there. The way that he goes out there to the mound, handles a pitching staff, has a calming effect on even veteran pitchers. Couple that with his natural talent, what he does behind the plate. He's been a stone wall back behind the plate, not a pretty good bat as well. And I expect we could see him in the big leagues here very soon in the next few seasons.
Fun to follow. That's a prospect that I know the prospect folks will keep a very close eye on here throughout the course of 2020. Let's wrap up with this. We'll see Mike Soroka take the mound here today against the Houston Astros. And I thought it was really funny talking to Mike a couple of starts ago. He was talking about game planning for a spring training outing, going over scouting reports. I think a lot of folks don't understand just how mature Mike Soroka is for his years, but this is a guy that, I mean, it's a treat to watch every 5 days. I can't wait to see what he has in store for Houston today.
Well, he's an animal. He really is. And with Soroka, it's not a switch that you have to flip once you get to the regular season. That's a switch that's permanently flipped. That's just who he is. The way that he prepares, the way that he prepares his body, the way that he goes. It's not kind of too hard sometimes when it comes to working out in the past. He's really worked a lot on that, learned a lot. But this is a guy who has one gear, and that's full speed ahead. I'm coming right at you. His ability and his desire to compete is the same on March the 7th as it is on August the 7th. And I love that about him. That tells me that he's got what it takes to be an ace, not just for the team, but an ace in the league. There's a difference there. He wants to be the opening day starter. He has that hunger and the desire, and I love that out of a starting pitcher. And love that he's the same no matter what date it is. He wants that competitive nature to be there no matter what. Excited to see what he has in store for us today.
Soroka and the Braves taking on the Astros here at Cool Today Park. On the road tomorrow in Fort Myers to take on the Minnesota Twins. Our first time going to that ballpark. That'll be a lot of fun. This is Ben's 10th spring, my 9th. We have yet to visit Hammond Stadium. So
I didn't even know what it was called until you just said Hammond Stadium. I had no idea. So we'll be broadcasting there tomorrow, and we'll check it out for the first time.
Looking forward to it. So today, ESPN Radio 1037, Jim Powell and Greg Olson have the call. You're on the call tomorrow.
That's right. Greg and I have the call tomorrow and the following day, and then Joe's here this weekend.
Should be a lot of fun. Make sure you're following all of our coverage on 680 The Fan, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, of course, right here on 680thefan.com as well. For Ben, I'm Kev. We'll talk to you again soon.